Hello everyone. How are you? Hope all is well with you all and your families are doing okay. So, I was going through social media and there brawling was a video uploaded of a pastor attacking an elderly woman in the church for $10,000. Yes, 10,000 Jamaican dollars. That is roughly like 65 US dollars. Can you believe that? The funny thing about this is that I was not surprised about things like these because the society is decaying so rampantly at all levels, and everyone who you generally have a certain level of respect for has been a disappointment so far. And things like these have been happening long time, but you know what? There was no video to see their entirety on display. But something else was shocking about the video. Take a keen look at the video. The pastor is cursing at the elderly woman after she said they're not getting her $10,000. He then walked up so close to her, pointing up in her face while using his big gut to bounce her. She reacted and he pitched her, then tried to collar her. She reached for something, as feeble as she is, to try to hit the pastor, only for the pastor to take advantage of that moment by grabbing at her and pushing her to the ground. And he over her, wrestling at her, while she on the ground. As soon as he eased up off her, she scrambled on the floor while reaching for a cutlass, which was conveniently underneath a table. I'm not sure what kind of church that is because a cutlass is under a table in the church, which seemingly was a bit too heavy for her to even lift. But you know what? If you think that was bad, you know what was worse? And you'll be thinking, what can be more worse than this situation? The fact that there were other grown men and women there who never even tried to prevent the pastor from attacking the elderly lady, while another grown-ass woman was there screaming on top of her lungs, telling the elderly lady, I guess she's the one that is called Ione, stop! Ione, stop! Ione, stop! Even while the pastor was on top of the situation. He is the one that is the aggressor. He is the one that is much stronger. He is the one more physically able to mangle the old woman. But yet, this woman was there screaming out, Ione, stop! Stop! I hear no one saying, Pastor, okay, stop, Pastor, stop, stop, Pastor. Because at the end of the day, when you look at it, the pastor can spin that little woman with him little finger because you can see the build of the pastor and the strength of the pastor, and him is a man versus the little old feeble woman. Her greatest strength is her mouth. And it is sad to see so much people there and still allow the pastor to manhandle this lady. Yes, her mouth is saucy. Yes, her mouth is tough. At least she is defending herself and she's saying why she not giving the money. The thing is that I think it was more hurtful for the people gathered there that them now get the $10,000 more than preventing a potential catastrophe or possibly fatality. Then on top of it, the pastor had the audacity to say, many people are here as evidence and witness. You attacked me first. While the video is totally videoing the whole thing and is totally saying something different. It just proves how much these church people are lulu. They have no mind of their own. They can't even believe what they are seeing with their own eyes. Unless pastor say, is that what them say? That's how brainwash most of these churchgoers are.
That's what I tell you, but I don't care. I am not putting my money. I am not putting my. That's all I know to chat people. That's why I'm not giving them money. I was gonna give 10,000 to this young person, and I am not giving a dime. I'll go away.
You go to hell.
I don't go to hell.
I don't want you to.
You can't send me to hell. You are not God.
Demon.
Yes.
Yes.
Because I don't respect you.
I don't respect you.
I don't respect you.
Oh my God. 911. Jesus Christ. Lord. Oh my God. What is happening? What is happening? Oh my God. Ayoni, stop. Ayoni, stop. Stop. We are the cutlass. Call 911. Please. Call 911. This is abuse. Stop. Hey. Put on the. You need to stop. You need to. You're taking it too far.
Are your hand in my mouth and when you pull it out? Listen to me. You started, and you know you started. You keep going.
This is an embarrassment. Oh my God.
Look at me. I don't know where call the police.
Yeah. Listen, you started it. I have witnesses. You started it.
I come when I invite you.
No, I invite you.
I invite you.
I invite you. You're too loud. You're just.
Tell the man by me.
This is my mark.
How are these? How are these? Right, please. Every time you open your mouth,
Finish your one right now.
I you can't say.
Because what?
What I tell you?
Past it.
You
You know what?
No, don't worry yourself.
You know what
I
this church is going nowhere.
Yes, it is. As long as she goes, it is okay.
She needs to go.
That's it. And that's
This
it.
is
This is the last of it.
She
She
put her hands on
did.
you.
She put her hand
That's
on me. She don't
taking it
need to
too
be
far.
here. And she started our stuff.
Is anyone here surprised that this goes on in the churches? Not all of them, but most. There are different levels of churches, so there are different level of squabbles. Of course, looking on this church, you know this church is a first grade church. They're not really up on certain level yet, so they must squabble over even $1,000. If you think that this is a surprise to you that this is happening in the church, my dear, you are living in a bulb and you are not aware about what is going on in our society. And truth be told, it don't only happen in Jamaica, it happen in churches all over the world. It's all about the money. That's why so much young people are turned away from the church, because they already have been disappointed by actions they've seen coming from the churches, and they are setting no example in the society of great need. That's why one of the reasons why most people like myself are afraid of churchgoers. I prefer to call them dedicated churchgoers more than Christian, because they are not operating in any true sense of the word that Christianity is supposed to mean. These people are more dangerous than regular people because they use the Bible and the scripture to blindside you. Well, at least who they can blindside to make you think better of them when they are the worst. Firstly, they are generally silent triggers to any chaotic or toxic situation. Secondly, they believe in obia more than even regular people. They tear down, drop wood, and bad mind, them friends, family and neighbors, not to mention even them own church brother and sister, same place in the church. And on a scale of most evilest people, they are most dangerous in that department. Someone is always doing something to them, and they always claim to have dreams and vision for people, and they are never good ones, always negative. Life is made up of negative and positive, and me don't know why it always seems like all of the dreams them a Christian get are negative dreams. And they always claiming that God give them a message for other people, like God don't know everyone's address. They are the ones that chat and watch people the most, especially the same brothers and sisters in the church. The thing is, the day that the youths of Jamaica realized that most pastors and preachers are false, they stopped fearing God in a real way and start looking at God from a perspective of guiding them in anything they do, be it good or bad. Like how God is said to be guiding the pastor all when him a do wrongs. That's how they are looking at it. So if them a go up on a robbery, them say God guide me, so I come out of it okay. If them a go for go take out somebody and them escape and take out the person, God guide me, so me do this job for go collect me hitman money and me okay. It's like there is no real fear of repercussion from God, like how we used to fear the judgment day. A gunman will go on a robbery or go and take out 1 and 2 people, and he may be taken out, and would you know that you find all him Bible in him pocket. Next thing you know, him mother say, just this morning me and him kneel down and pray, and him was a good youth because him kneel down and pray, or because him always a talk about God. Yes, because his perspective is what he uses God as a guidance and a protector when him doing him wrongs. Because of course, what else can you say? Because him see pastor a get way with doing pure wrongs, but yet still pastor is hailed as the Messiah and to be worshipped. Is no difference. The bad man is hailed and worshipped in his own way too. Because pastor is doing so much and God a protect him and guide him. Look at him big house where him get. Look on him big Benz. Pastor have him wife plus how much concubine same place in a church there, and nobody dare to speak. Yet everybody knows pastor a trouble all pitney, and they know in the church. But you know who them more blame? The women who are involved, or the children who are underage who are involved. Nobody is blaming pastor, because guess what? Pastor was tempted by the devil, but yet still pastor want to be with the devil. When you think about it, play of words. So if pastor get away with all that, same so prayers can help me too in whatever I am doing. That's how the youths are looking at it.
Part to watch to the end.
You know, see crazy, yeah.
Respect.
You know, see crazy.
Last time shopping.
Follow your mind from last week.
Hear this thing.
This will not happen.
Yeah,
I told you
And I
that.
tell you, thank you for a chance. I said, this is all
Give me a chance. Dirty girl, who are we doing? Marry like back. Give me a chance. Give me a chance.
No, she have to go.
You know how much money you need to
She
have.
have to
So they can give me
No,
a
I
chance.
have to. She say I have to go. I'm sorry.
Give me a
I'm
chance.
sorry.
So call your
Sorry,
daughter.
something like that. Yeah, for you.
Look at the
Yeah,
bell.
for you.
Rip off the bell. This is not a church. This is a war
That's right.
room.
I've
never seen this.
I'm not like this here.
Never. Never.
Like this here. This church, we never
Never had no hands.
When he start fight with everybody, yes, she did right here. You.
I don't want to hear.
Right.
I don't want to hear nobody right now.
Everybody right
Well,
here.
what is this now? Are you on the
She
start fight?
She attacked.
Are you on the start fight?
Okay.
I attack you. And are you up in on the beard? And are you up in on the beard that's on the page?
Oh my God, that's a lie.
You're a liar.
Never said that.
You're a liar.
I don't want to
That's
hear
not
that.
true.
You're a liar.
Stop
I want
lying.
the cops come.
Where did the bitch come from?
You're a liar. I want the cops come because they're gonna lie.
That's why they will become.
Okay.
How about this one, man?
No, be quiet. This lady is.
Look inside, look on the hand. They're diabetic, look at the
No,
thing.
you put your gun in my mouth.
They put that in your mouth.
Yes, you did.
I'm
You were
about
like
to
that.
put them in your mouth.
Yes. All right.
You know?
Yeah, you did. You know you did. Okay?
Okay. No problem.
Anyway, I'm glad you did what.
Take her home. Let's go home now, please.
Nobody now left ya.
Why nobody not leaving here?
You now go to the door.
What do you mean nobody not leaving here? Now look, yeah, we're gonna leave you in here then. But we have to go.
No, she's leaving. She's leaving.
I'm leaving.
You let her push too much fire, man.
I see the dirty girl.
You let's call her a dirty girl. That's your church member.
Shut up.
Don't tell me to shut up. Don't.
Shut up.
I will lick you down. You know, you don't know me. You don't know your life. You can be my grandmother. I'm not scared of you. I'm not scared of you. I'm scared of you. Oh, I'm don't fucking disrespect my family. I'll kill you now. I will kill you for my family. Don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with my family. Don't fuck with my auntie.
I remember when I was growing up, I go to church until I tired, honestly. Firstly, my granduncle was Seventh-day Adventist. So you don't know, from sunset Friday evening to sunset Saturday evening is the Sabbath, and you have to keep that, and certain things you don't eat and you don't light no fire and all that. I had to go with him and his wife as they had no children. So I was like there standing. Come Sunday morning, I have to be at Mass Catholic service by 7 a.m. with my granddad, take communion and all. By 11 a.m. home, eat breakfast. My grandmother, she go to Revival Church. So of course me have to get ready, tag along with her. Sometimes we reach church by all, say 12 o'clock. And all 4 p.m. we not reach home yet. And by we get home and eat some food, by 7 p.m. in the night, we gone to church in the night with Grandma Siomeka, she a Revival Church. I'm just saying, Jesus Lord, it was a lot. But the greatest thing about it is that we grow with the fear of God in us. I know many of you guys in the comment section, possibly my age group, understand when we are little pitney how much we grow with the fear of God in us. You understand? It was no fear of a pastor. It was the fear of God, our parents, our grandparents, whoever we grow with, put into us. So you know what? Anything you do, if you even make a little slip and do something, even as simple as it is that you know might be wrong, you start make the sign of the cross, or you start praying, say, dear Lord, forgive me for this, and so on. You know what I mean? That even in adulthood, there's things I could never do, and I know no one is perfect. Some little things, if I do it, I feel guilty because I know it's against God's teaching and I'm mindful of it. But these youths nowadays growing up, they're growing up with no fear of no one, not even God. Instead, they see God as a means of how most of these preachers and pastors use God as a means to manipulate, scam, and benefit in any way they can. And this is a blatant reality of most of the churches, and a blatant reality of our youths today. How can they convince the youths about anything? They are not even role models in the communities anymore. You ever take a prement of a decent, clean-hearted, nice person who is not professing to be Christian versus a Christian, a person who professes to be a Christian, who said them is prayer warriors? Watch how they interact. Watch the words that come out of their mouth. Watch their actions. Take notes of both these people and tell me which one out of the two acts more godly like. I know real good, genuine people that have good hearts, and it's just something they will never say and never do pertaining to people, and they're not professing any Christianity, but they're real good people. But the ones that seems are majority of the ones who seem to be professing Christianity and showing it out in people's faces never really act accordingly to what they are professing, and that is sad. Because here what happen now, it make the good suffer for the bad, because there are people who genuinely will say they are Christians and trust and believe they are. You understand? They really have good hearts and good mind. But even them themselves have to experience their own brothers and sisters who say they are Christian and warriors, who are their own worst nightmare as well. So they have to admit that enough examples are not being set by most Christians of being real people of God. I remember I used to look up to this relative a long time ago. Then I was a younger mother. I used to listen to her teaching. I loved and honored her. And trust me, she could do no wrong in her real life. And I never ever think she could ever even lie either. Everything she said, I believe her. She was a prayer warrior. I so believe every word she says out of her mouth. Now, she and her husband have an apartment complex, a small one with 10 different apartments in there. Her husband was a contractor. Individual meters for JPS was not put in as yet, so she would come and just tell everyone how much to pay. Then one day I was talking to her and I asked her, what happened to the physical bills? Why we don't get like light bill or water bill? She says something they will have to sort out after, and it is not cheap, so make sure everybody can have them own light meter and water meter. She said no bills ever come. She just get an amount and she share it out who to pay what until the meter is sorted out. I was like, how that work though, without them having something to read? But as I said, anything she says, I totally believed and love this woman. Anyway, I happened to go to JPS to sort out the light bill for my parents' home. And her mind said, since I was there so long waiting at customer service, let me just do one thing and ask about the bills for where I lived. And lo and behold, there was a bill. And I was a bit shocked. But I got copies thinking I was doing a good thing. Anyway, after I went back to work, I then had to go to my parents' home. So by the time I reached home, it was in the night. So I didn't bother go around to her apartment to knock her up and say, oh, guess what? I got this when I went to JPS. However, I could do that another time. Anyway, first thing in the morning, there was a knock at the door. And it was her, and she was leaving out for work. She came to me and she said, I just want to let you know that the light bill is due to pay on Friday. It comes to $90,000 and you are to pay $8,500. I was totally in shock and awe. And I said, wait a minute, ran for the bills that I had picked up at JPS and took a second look at the bill. The bill was less than $60,000, but more than $50,000. I handed her the bill and said, I was at JPS yesterday And I thought I was doing a good thing by just asking, if there was possibly any bill that was coming for this address. And I got these. And I handed it to her and I said, the bill is not $98,000. She looked at me shaken up, and me just looking at her shocked. Why did she have to lie though? Has she been a liar all this time? I was so heartbroken. I believed in her. She totally manipulated me with this Christian thing and Bible thing, and I'm telling you, see, when she's praying, you feel it in her, man, because I tell you, man, she jump and shake and prance and bring the house down, I'm telling you, it's on a different level. I totally honored this woman. I had so much expectation of her to be godlike. I then started to cross-check everything and realized that this woman, I don't think she ever opened her mouth without lying. There was so much dishonesty was going on. So much lies was going on. So much thievery. I'm going to put it that way there. Because when you take people money dishonestly, without telling the truth, a thievery that. Because you collect. I was so hurt. When I think about that woman, or when she's praying, the amount of spirit she get into, she can spin a roll, it coming like a thunder, go clapping a man. Many more things was revealed, and only to find out that all this time this woman was really a devil from hell, using the Bible and God as a cover. Just like how she convinced me and had me under a spell, she changed my whole concept on how I look at Christians very cautiously. It's not like I never knew how dangerous they can be, because they are only human. But it's just that I had hope that once you profess Christianity and is a person of God, I'm expecting certain kind of level of things from you that should not be regular like everyone else. And as I grow older, at work, at play, neighbors, friends, I started to observe them more. The ones that are Christians, how they act and how them chat people, versus the ones that are really good people. And I'm realizing that just shouting out, I am a Christian and I go to church every day, does not really make you a good person. And it makes me very cautious and very afraid of them. Because I know many people who are not Christians in terms of baptism and church, but are real good, decent, honest people. When you look at them, you see peace, humbleness, and love on them. You have some people, you look at them and you just see, it's like this glory over them glowing. They look peaceful and humble, versus when you look at most people who are Christian, look them straight in them eyes, watch them facial expression, body languages. It is so much of a vast difference. While some people who say they are Christians, one look and you can see the evilness shows on their face. It may even shock you sometimes when they open their mouth and say they are Christians. Listen how they talk and what they do. You wonder if they are warriors for the devil. The thing is, is that the next generation is watching and losing respect for the older generation fast. And that's a fact we will never get around because of the examples they have set. You can't get up and tell these nowadays youth to do as I say and not as I do. They are doing exactly what they see you do. You as older folks are the ones that nurture them to be the way they are now. Yet you want to jump and say, this generation is generation of vipers, etc. When you've been viping all at the time and teaching them how to be vipers. They never just jump up and born and just do these things. You know, these are learned attitudes that they eventually manifest. And this is why Jamaica is on a fast slope going straight to hell. And there's nobody else to blame but the groomers of this generation, the older generation. Anyway, guys, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to my platform, please. Love you all. Bye for now.